You ever leave your life, come back to it, and realize it moved on without you? That's how I felt like after coming back from being on deployment in Hawaii for like a year and a half. No matter where you're deployed at, if you're deployed, when you come back home, there's going to be an adjustment, and it was a major adjustment for me. So these are some of the adjustments I had to make with coming home. For one, I felt like a stranger in my house for a while. To be honest, it's crazy that I was in my house so long and engaged with my family so much, and I leave for a year and a half and come back. And it wasn't anything particular that made me feel like a stranger in my own home. I was used to being gone. I was used to being just coming home to visit. So sitting in my house, I didn't know where my stuff was. I go to cook, I didn't know where stuff was. I had to ask my wife. It was driving me crazy. But that took me a minute to adjust to. Also, the flow of the household. While I was gone, my wife had to hold it down, of course, and she had to create her own routine. So I didn't want to come home and try and be like Debo and put my program down. I didn't even know what the program was. So it took me a while to adjust to that as well because my wife, my children, my grandson, who's a big part of my life goes on when you're gone, and I had to do my best to catch up. Also, the pace of it. For me in particular, being in Hawaii for a year and a half, Maui in particular, the last like 8 months, it's a different way of life. The island life is different. So I had fully adapted to that. I loved everything about the island life, the slow pace. It taught me a lot about myself. But coming back home to the mainland, as they call it, coming back home to Georgia, everything was moving quick. I honestly was, I was just sitting there in a daze a lot of the time. Like, and combining that with family, like the kids have practice and this and that. Like I was out in Maui living solo dolo. I didn't have to worry about, besides me talking to my children, of course, or my wife telling me I didn't have to worry about bringing the kids to practice or this or schedule or that schedule. Everything was moving fast, and I was in a daze. Felt like I got dazed in a boxing match or something for a long period of time. Another thing I had to get used to is the difference in the interactions between the people in Hawaii and the people in the mainland. In the mainland, people are much more aggressive, much more rude, and I was out of that zone for a minute, so I had to snap back just to defend myself, because if not, you just get run over around here. One of my biggest adjustments as well was being in big crowds. Being in Hawaii, it's isolating. I wasn't in big crowds a lot, and coming back home and even being in big crowds of family, it made my anxiety go for a while. Almost had a couple panic attacks. I had to readjust to being around like big crowds of people. As crazy as that may sound. The main and most important adjustment is the adjustment between me and my wife. I've been gone for a year and a half, so yeah, it's exciting to be back home in a sense. But I've been living solo dolo for a year and a half. She's been holding it down with the family and the kids here a year and a half. So we had to realign because we were living two separate lives, even though, of course, we communicated all the time. So that took some gelling together. Like, for one thing, when she's doing her thing, getting ready in the morning, whatever women do, she likes to do it in silence. I like to have music around me all the time, so I put some earphones in now so I don't disturb her feng shui when she's getting ready. Just some of the things, if you take a deployment, if you go on the road working away from your family, you have to learn to adjust to when you get back, because you don't just pop back in and everything goes back to normal. Last thing I'll say is I have two parents that's health is failing, and that took a lot for me to adjust to mentally as well. My mother is where I'm at, and she suffers from pre-dementia. When I first came home permanently, dealing with some of the effects of her and pre-dementia, it had my mind in a different place. Now it's still tough to deal with it, but it's a lot easier. I have techniques to get through it. Honestly, sitting with her when I first got home and she had some of these bouts, I had to walk outside and recollect my thoughts and come back inside. And some of the conversations we had, I had to literally walk out mid-conversation, compose myself, come back in. Now it's a lot easier for me, which hopefully makes it a lot easier for her as well, because she's my mom and we together till the wheels fall off. Just some of the things you have to think about before you take a deployment or decide to live or travel away from your family for a while. When you come back, There's still adjustments to make. Peace.